What's up, guys? Barry Gaming here, back with some more Idle Heroes, and today I wanted to talk about something that has been in a lot of comments, especially our first E5 hero tier list, and that's what you do after you get your first E5 hero. Do you start building another hero? Do you imprint the first? What goals do you need to accomplish after your first E5 hero can potentially get you C-Lane 20? Well, there are a lot of options. It does depend whether you are playing free to play, if you're spending a little bit, whaling. We'll try to touch base on all of those aspects here, but I wanted to make sure you guys understood what do you do? What am I supposed to do? Because there's tons of guys on first E5s. Every one of our free-to-play series, we hit that first E5, and that's kind of like our checkpoint done once we get C-Land 20 done. We, of course, have our free-to-play series that we're continuing. That's not exactly the most optimal way to play a series, though, so while it's still good, that free-to-play series we did, if you haven't checked it out, go check out the link. I'll put a link up there. It's a really good start to the series. Our Inosuke did amazing last Christmas. I think it's like one of the most viewed series on our actual channel too. So check that out. It has a lot of information of that transition from, going from your first E5 to your second. But I really want to talk about the specifics here and talk about what game modes you need to focus on, which also makes a big decision on what heroes to build. So hopefully you guys enjoy this one. Let's jump right into it and talk about what to do. So you've made your first E5 hero. That part is done. You've done it probably within a month or two if you're playing super optimally. If you're not, maybe like 2 to 4 months. Just depends on how serious you're taking your account and your game. It can take anywhere in between. It also depends on which hero you picked, because if you're struggling to get copies, might take a little while longer. If you built someone more like a Horus or something like that you can get a ton of copies, that does make the decisions a lot easier. But what do you need to start doing? Well, once you have your first E5 hero, this is where you kind of start saving resources, because number one, you're going to want to get some sort of pay-to-win artifact going for your hero. Now, which artifact to go for really depends on which hero you have. You might want to go very defensive with either an AMB or a crown on heroes like Horus, things like that. You might want to go very offensive with things like Punisher Staves if you have a Tix, a Garuda, something along those lines. It really depends on what hero you have, but the big thing is saving resources so you can get that pay-to-win artifact, because that pay-to-win artifact is going to help you get C-Land 20 done, because unless you have like a Inosuke or Eloise, every other hero to get C-Land 20 done is going to need a pay-to-win artifact. I guess you could say Horus, Eloise, and Inosuke are the three that I know of right off the bat that can just get it done with like a Fearless Armor, Plate of Courageous, whatever you want to call it. You can get it done. The other thing you want to do is you don't want to start building your second hero yet. What you want to do is start buying Cores of Transcendence daily from the shop. Or not necessarily daily, however many times you can buy it within your budget. You need to plan ahead to make sure you can do Sky Labyrinth, you can do Imp's Adventure, you have gems for the bigger events. You want to save up a decent pool, you don't want to empty it out, but you want to try to buy as many Cores of Transcendence. Why? Number one, that's going to give you some hero copy chances. Number two is going to give you Crystals of Transcendence that's going to help you work to your first Transcendence hero. And number three, the most important one, is going to help you get Stellar Shards, because anytime you get a sphere from these pulls, you need to be getting Stellar Shards. You do not want to go and get something like, I'll see if I can get one right now. When you get these spheres in here, you want to get the Void imprinting. You don't want Crystals of Transcendence. What you want is you want to be able to do this on your first hero. Now, getting to V4 takes nearly 5 million. You don't really want to do that. What your main goal should be before you start building your second hero, get to V1, probably even V2, because it doesn't take that many spheres to do it. I think it takes like 3 spheres, just over 750,000-ish to get past your V2, and getting V2 into V3 is going to be a lot of progress with your main hero and a lot of power. The other thing is you're going to be needing 2 10 stars for these nodes. 1 10 star for this one, 1 10 star for that one. So that is 10 star food that you don't want to put into another hero. You want to put into your first hero. After V2, I'd say then you're free to do it, because getting from V2 to V3 is a lot bigger investment. I think you need an additional like 1.2 or 1.3 million, which is quite a few Cores of Transcendence, even with some of the best RNG like we had on this account. So focus on that. The other thing to save gems for is work on getting your first set of resonance gear for your main hero. If for some reason you haven't got Sealand 20 done, all these things are going to be very, very important. The pay-to-win artifacts, the void imprints, and of course the resonance suit. Resonant suits of gear give ridiculous numbers of stats. I mean, 104. You can kind of see like the difference. It's 10 times better than 4-star armor. Just invest in your armor. Get a resonant suit for your main hero. Clear out Sealand 20. So you finish Sealand 20. What do you decide to do then? Because no matter what, Sealand 20 should be your first goal. Getting this done will increase your food production, and it'll unlock the possibility to, in the future, go to Sealand 21 to 25 and get some of those Celestial Island resources. So, that's all that. Number 2, I would say, is pick a hero for your second hero that can get Aspen Dungeon done. If your first one, like ours was a Nosuke, it's not the great one. I decided to build Tix as my second E5, which is pretty much why. Tix is one of the best second E5 heroes to build for anybody. Even though he's not as good in the newer content, this older content, he is still the best hero to have. He will clear you death 1 to 100 very easily. You might want to get an upgraded Punisher Staff, so this is where we're talking about which pay-to-win artifacts to go for events. He will also be able to get Sealand 20 done potentially in the future, and Tower of Oblivion he will absolutely destroy. He will do pretty decent in Gate of the Void, which is why I have a video. I'll put a link up in the top corner there as well. Go check it out. He's the best second E5 to build, even nowadays. I think he is just the best. So that's kind of where you need to transition from your first hero to a Tix. Now, luckily, I think there are a few spots now that you can get some Tix copies from. They are a little bit more expensive, but you can get one right here. They do have them pop up here and there, like I believe in next week's Shelter mission. You can get a Tix copy there as well. Just keep your eye out. I don't think he's in the new Altar store, right? They do have Garuda, Penny. Yeah, no, they don't have them there. So that is one nice thing about it. The one little note I will say is try to focus on getting Sealand 20 done before anything else. If you built Garuda, because we all know Garuda, you get ridiculous number of copies of her early game. She's really good in PvE, really good in PvP, but as far as Sealand, Tower of Oblivion, Aspen Dungeon, she's just really, really bad in all of those. She requires a lot of support, a lot of pay-to-win artifacts, imprints to do anything of any use. I would try to focus on a second hero in the Forest faction potentially to try to get Sealand 20 done. Do you have to? No, you can kind of abandon it, but you are going to be missing out on a lot of 4-star income because as you see here, your smashes every day, each smash is going to get you 75 4-star shards, whereas you look somewhere else, I mean, we'll just take a look at 5, you're getting like 18. Even at level 9, you're getting 26. That's how many you get daily. This is what you get for the finisher. If you guys never knew that, this number, just take the 0 off. That's how many you get for the smashes for the day. So you'll notice here, this was 160 for the bonus, 180, you get 16 per smash. That's why it's so important getting to a Sealand 20, because you can see the difference of 4-star income immediately, which means you can build more 9-star and 10-star food for both imprints and for future heroes. I wouldn't focus on getting V4 unless you're absolutely spending, but then if you're spending, you're probably going to get a Transcendence hero. You probably want to build a Sword Flash or a Queen. Queen might be good to get Sealand 25. I'm not going to go into that too much. That's my one little note I'll put here. But that's more for spenders. I'm kind of more geared towards the free-to-play, the low spenders on what you need to focus on. And yeah, that's kind of the order I would do it. So first E5 hero, try to focus on Sealand 20, which means getting things like pay-to-win artifacts, resonance gear, void imprinting. Those are going to help you do it while you're still leveling your pet up, because your pet is going to be very low level in the early game. Transitioning over to your second is a very, very important thing to do. And this is officially the time you start saving up Prophet Orbs, you start saving up Wishing Coins, you start saving up Heroic Scrolls. You just save until events come up, like this week, which we're going to do here, where there is a chance to get a free pay-to-win artifact. There's a chance to get a crown. We're going to invest a few scrolls, like 200 or 500 scrolls into this event to potentially get a crown. That would be a huge bonus on this account. These are the types of events you want to save for. You've seen a couple of them in the past few weeks and months where you can get pay-to-win artifacts just by not spending a single dime and only using these in-game resources. This is the checkpoint. Once you get your first E5, that's when you say you skip events until you can do them for the bonus rewards, even profit orbs, in my opinion. I think it's better. Pay-to-win artifacts are going to give you a lot more power than maybe building an extra 9 or 10 star in the month. That's my opinion. Whether it's right or wrong, I don't know. It's what I have had the most success with. If you had different success, make sure you leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to keep doing follow-up videos. What to do when you have like your first 6 heroes. What to do when you get to your top 15 heroes. What decisions do you have to make and where do you need to decide to push? So, hopefully you guys enjoy this one. Let me know what you guys think. I'll see you guys next time.